CRP Minute, continuing our coverage of UFC 235, and we just seen the highly anticipated debut of Ben Askren, longtime foe of the UFC, who was champion and won championships, champion in Bellator, finally made his UFC debut after several years of anticipation against former champion Robbie Lawler, and it was a very entertaining first round and ended somewhat controversial, as many fights do. But Askren did pull off a submission, which was technically called the Bulldog choke. The ref thought Lawler was out. It appeared that Lawler went limp. Then it appeared he defended. Then appeared that he wasn't responding, trying to defend the choke. They stopped the fight, and Lawler pops up protesting the stoppage. And of course, you're going to have a lot of mixed reviews on Twitter, and some people saying it was a bad stoppage. Some people praising Askren for his debut, and it was a good fight. It was very entertaining at the beginning because the slam that Lawler pulled off on Askren, and it looked as if Askren was out. And for Askren to survive that, stay composed, continue his game plan of just pressing forward and grinding on Lawler was very impressive and stuff we've seen from Askren before. And looking at Ben Askren, well, let's start with Robbie Lawler real quick. Robbie Lawler now is 1-3 in his last 4 fights. He lost the belt when he was the champion at welterweight to Tyron Woodley, pulled off a decision win against Donald Cerrone. Now he's had back-to-back losses, but he looked very good tonight. When we look at Askren is now technically on the books, 19-0. He's been champion in every organization he's ever been in. Very highly decorated wrestler, 34 years old. And when we look at the UFC welterweight rankings, it gets pretty interesting because he has teammates with current champion Tyron Woodley. So this next fight's really important with Kamaru Usman. And Robbie Lawler was number 6 in the division. So it's obviously going to springboard Askren in his debut into the top 10. I doubt they run this back. I bet they do something different with Askren, but this was interesting. And Askren is a grinder, man. So I really wish that fight would have continued. I wish it wouldn't have ended that way because I would like to see how that fight would have turned out had that controversial finish not happened. Nevertheless, it is.